One of the things I noticed is everybody in this room, we all have this one thing in common at least, right? And that's that we all get the same spam emails. Everybody in here, if you have internet, we all get the same bullshit in our junk box, right? And it's always about making your mortgage lower, making your penis bigger. Even if you're a lady living in a car, you will check if you have an email account. The one I got, I don't know if anybody's seen this. All it said in the subject line was increase your loads. Anybody seen that? I got it sent to me twice and I didn't click on it either time because first of all, fucking yuck. Second of all, no thank you. Increase your loads? Who was that for? Like, what dude has ever been home alone? I wish there was more. Or I spent more time on cleanup. My whole weekend plan. Went to Costco, got all these towels. Disgusting, right? And seriously, what girl has ever been with her man and been like, is there more to that? Oh, no, yeah, I just need a little fresh air, a little water or something. I swear I won't keep you in a car and ruin Valentine's Day. I was wondering, is there some way you could increase your Recently, I looked myself up on Wikipedia, because I can't masturbate all the time. Usually I use the internet for good, and I'm sure everybody in here are all computer savvy, and if you're not familiar with Wikipedia, it's the online encyclopedia, right? And it's massive. There's information about everything in Wikipedia. But the other thing about Wikipedia is any idiot can edit it. Like if you're an expert about a particular topic, you can go on Wikipedia and start some shit, right? Like say you're a Civil War buff, you know all about the Battle of Antietam, where you know that Abraham Lincoln had a fake leg he used to fill it full of whiskey. And everybody called him President Whiskey Leg. You're gonna type that shit in there. And some kid's gonna get an F on his report. As far as I know, that shit ain't true. You're just providing him with some shitty info, or some shitfo, as my friends like to call it. Now there was shitfo on my page, the Brian Posehn page. It was mostly very complimentary and nice, right? There was like a picture of me and talk about how long I've been doing comedy, and it was very sweet and nice. But then the most recent edit at the bottom was by somebody who clearly hates me. They wrote, his freakish looks and shameless climbing got him where he is today. And I was like, that is so mean. So I did my own edit. I wrote, his penis tastes like gummy bears and tears of blues. Who doesn't like gummy bears? And no one is going to fact check that. That doesn't taste like gummy bears at all. Let it look at it again. This job sucks. Makes me no longer have to lose. So, couple things. Here's a story, man. This is one of the craziest things that's ever happened to me, and I talk about, like, I get recognized a lot, you know, because I stick out in the crowd, like I was talking earlier. So, like, a lot of times when people see me, they're like, God, and then they're like, hey, why do I know that monster, you know? But what happens, this is totally true, is a lot of times people think I went to high school with them or something, like they can't figure out where they know me from, right? So this happens to me all the time. I was checking into a hotel in Chicago just last year, and as I'm checking in, the guy behind the counter is kind of giving me the hairy eyeball, right? He's just looking at me like, where do I know this guy from? Man, he finally gets up the nerve and he asks me, he goes, dude, I have to ask you, where do I know you from? And I go, oh, well, I'm a comedian and an actor. And he's like, oh, thank God. I'm like, well, that's a weird reaction. Where'd you think you knew me from? The guy outside your window, what are you doing? Take your shirt off, bro. It was that guy. And then finally, he gets up the nerve and he says, he goes, no, I normally won't ask people where I know them from because I had something horrible happen to me. And I go, okay, well, I know I'm a stranger, but the rule is when you tell another stranger something horrible happened to you, you then have to tell the whole story, right? I like to make up rules. He swears this story's true, so it's on him. He says 3 years ago, he's working at the same hotel in Chicago, and it's a similar situation like mine, where a guy with a unique look walks in, right? So this guy's in his late 50s, early 60s, and his unique look that is he's wearing those gold framed glasses. He's got the old-timey twirly mustache, like a Pringle stash, right? And the guy's looking at Pringle stash and glasses and trying to figure out where he knows him from. He's like, where do I know this guy from? Was he my dad's friend? Was he a professor? Was he on TV? And he finally gets to the nerve and says to Pringle stash and glasses, he goes, sir, I have to ask you, where do I know you from? Pringle stash loses his shit and screams at him, O.J. Simpson killed my son! Oh, yes. Holy fucking shit is what he's doing. Like I said, I smoked pot half my life. I've never been more awake than that moment. Like, I snapped out of a 20-year pot haze when he told me that story. Oh my God! You poor bastard! And think about it, it's so fucked up. This poor guy had Fred Goldman, Ron Goldman's dad, standing right in front of him and he didn't recognize him. And I just feel bad for both guys in that story, right? Obviously, I feel worse for Fred Goldman, because he has the worst thing that can happen to you as a father is to lose your kid, right? Then he has to go through that horrible on trial. Now he has to look like Fred Goldman forever. I don't mean to be callous or mean, but I think that's why he lost his shit. Like, he's sick of talking to people about it, so he lost his patience, so they just scream at you, O.J. Simpson killed my son! And I was like, dude, that is so fucked up. That is so brutal. I was like, what did you say? And he was like, what could I say? I was like, I was like, that's what I would have said. But then I thought about it. I was like, you know what you should have said? Yeah, that's it. That's totally it. Yeah, no, I remember. Horrible. But anyway, thanks for clearing that up.